What's up, y'all? I'm Joseph E. Banks, an independent filmmaker from Nashville, Tennessee, and today is about my top 3 tips for promoting an independent film. Ain't gonna waste no time. Let's get right to it. Little backstory on me. My name is Joseph E. Banks. I'm an independent filmmaker from Nashville, Tennessee. I got into videography about 10 years ago. I started off shooting music videos. I got my bachelor's degree in 2017 and journeyed right into making my first feature film. In 2020, I released More to Life. First debut to a sold out crowd at Opry Mills Regal Theater here in Nashville, Tennessee. The first one ever first independent film to sell out that theater, something I'm still really proud of. Ultimately, the timing that happened in, man, like I said, it's 2020. Anybody remember something else really big that happened in 2020? COVID, exactly. We debuted the film February 28th in 2020. The following weekend here in Nashville, we had a tornado, and the next week we got shut down for COVID. So I showed my film, and 2 weeks later we went into a nationwide, international shutdown for COVID, which was wild. So anyhow, trying to navigate that space, I went right into trying to figure out what was gonna be the best option as far as streaming. We decided on Amazon Prime at the time because Tubi wasn't even a big thing, man. It's to show how much the landscape changes so super quickly, right? And so again, at that time, Amazon Prime just seemed like the best play for me at the time. YouTube, I still just looked at YouTube as like shorter form content, so skits and tutorials and that type of thing. But I've come to learn now, I know people do release feature films on there and documentaries all on YouTube, but at the time I felt like Amazon was gonna be the best bet. Ultimately, we went on to do over 5 million streams on Amazon Prime, which is something I'm extremely proud of. As a first-time writer and director with a cast full of first-time actors, I think that's something that, that's impressive. And again, it surpassed the goals that I had. So again, I'm still very proud of that moment. How did we get to it? How did we make that happen? There's three major keys that I think impact really having a strong independent film campaign. The number one key for me is having a good trailer. You have to have a good trailer to promote an independent film. Coming in my circumstance, I was a first-time writer director. Nobody knew who I was. All of these actors I had were first-time actors. I had to have something to get people excited about the film. And again, the trailer is their first interaction with the film. That's their first time, a lot of people first time hearing about it, first time even getting a glimpse of what the film's about, getting a chance to see the quality of the film that's going to be presented to them. So it's a lot riding on it. And again, I feel like having a good trailer is imperative to having a good independent film run. What are some of the things I think that make a good trailer? We can go into that in a whole nother video, but some of the things that I think are important, you got to have very interesting music. I think having good music is super key into the trailer. You want something that gets people going, gets them excited, and it has to fit the genre. If you're doing a comedy, you want to do something upbeat, get people going. If you're doing a thriller or something like that, you got to have something really screechy and kind of have that scary tone to it. Make sure you're using your most exciting shots from the film. And another thing for me that's really key, when you're making a trailer, you want to ride that balance, right? There's a balance of you want to make the piece intriguing, but don't give away so much information that a person walks away from the trailer feeling like they know what the film is about. Or not what it's about, feeling like they know the story, right? They should know what it's about, but you don't want them to know the story. Because if I feel like I know what this movie is going to be about, all my interest is gone right there. And there's not a big chance that I'm going to watch a 90-minute piece after I just was told the whole story in 90 seconds, right? So just keep that in mind. Walk that balance of making it intriguing, giving just enough information to where a person is excited to go see the film, but they don't feel like they know the whole story. Number two would be having a good cover. I think that's the cover for my independent film right there over my shoulder, More to Life. And again, there was a lot of thought that went into it. I knew I had a vision of what I wanted that cover to look like before we even started working on it. I took the photo myself. The lighting is intentional. That hard lighting coming from behind him gives a dramatic feel to it. His eyes looking directly into camera was on purpose. It almost feels like he's challenging you, the viewer. I think it definitely gives some interest, and it lets you know that this character he's gonna be a roller coaster, I feel like. And ultimately, the color choices, the gold on the black, it gives really good contrast, plus the gold is really strong and powerful. So again, all of that was really, really intentional. I did it by copying a lot of not copying, but by studying a lot of my favorite films. And one thing I noticed, again, it's like the tone of the film has to come out in the cover. It cannot be just about you trying to appease everybody in the project. And I know a lot of times the independent films, you know, we're not paying people as much, so we're trying to make sure people get all of the credit they can and try to make sure they get as much love as possible to compensate for the fact that we're not necessarily paying them, right? A lot of times that can end up working against you. And what you end up getting is something that look like a mixtape cover from the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? So if you want your movie to look like a Gucci Mane mixtape coming out back then,
shout out my nigga Gucci.
You got pit bulls and dice and a car and a girl and you got a bunch of crap on the cover that don't really tell you nothing. It just starts looking like what you think a movie cover should look like. That's not gonna be beneficial to you. I know for a fact. If y'all can hear that noise, forgive my family, they upstairs, they ain't got no manners. But you know, a lot of times you go on a page or a streaming service and you have a page of all of the movie titles or whatnot, and I was told many a times that my movie stands out and it looks like a big budget film because it's simple. I like simplicity. I'm a fan of simplicity. Sometimes I think we can overthink it and try to add too much in there to try to show that it's bigger or, you know, whatever. But I think sometimes simplicity goes a long way. So, number one, good trailer. Number two, good cover. Number three is going to be merch. Merchandise is key, man. Having merch helps promote the film. Merch, more to life. I've been wearing this for 3 years. It's almost been like a uniform almost. I ain't gonna lie. Not this particular one, of course, but it's like, man, I got so many of these. Not to mention I was selling them, and I made a good profit off of selling them. But again, it's like I've had so many of them, and I go out of town, I go many different places, and I get people to ask me, I like that shirt, I like what it says, or whatever. Sometimes it's just a conversation starter, and I can, hey man, that's my movie, I wrote that. You know, and the conversation goes a little bit further. Again, I sold t-shirts, I sold hoodies, I sold posters, I sold wristbands. I don't have any right now, but I sold wristbands. Merch, man, get you some merch. Again, it helps to turn a profit, but it also helps promote the film because people wearing your merchandise, walking around, they're just walking billboards for you, you know? And again, it keeps the conversation going. People like, as much as we can sometimes get in our own heads and feel like, man, it's us against the world, it's a lot of people out here who want to support, and they're proud to support. And the people who do, it's like they're proud to wear that hoodie or that t-shirt and say, hey man, I know this independent filmmaker, they're coming up, they really working hard and doing their thing, or whatever the case. I've been watching this guy since he started on YouTube and now he's putting out movies, whatever the case may be. People take pride in being, you know, early to the party almost. So again, merchandise is another big thing that can go a long way in helping promote an independent film. Guess I give you a bonus. A bonus is gonna be social media, which I guess everybody is hip to. Social media by at this point, 2023, but it's like, don't sleep on social media. Don't ever get to the point where you feel like, oh, I'm getting on somebody's nerves and I don't want to be a pest, or it's like, cause I posted once today, I don't want to post no more. It's like, listen, if you put 3 years into your project, listen man, if somebody don't want to see it, they just gonna have to scroll by it. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's how I feel about it. I'm gonna exhaust all of my resources. I put all this time into my project, I'm gonna tell you every day to go watch that film until I motivate you to go motivate you to go watch it, or ultimately you block me or something like that along the lines. Cause I mean, it's just the reality. Like, I put my heart and soul into this thing, so I'm gonna exhaust every resource I have to make sure I tell everybody from the mountaintops that, yo, I got a new film out. You feel me? And I think it's important, man. I think you deserve that. We deserve that. You put all that time and energy into this project. Make sure you get the word out to the best of your ability. So work social media, work it till you can't work it no more. Real talk. So there it is, y'all. Those are my top 3 tips on promoting your independent film. Make sure you have a good trailer, make sure you have a good cover, and make sure you are selling merchandise. It's extremely important. And I think it's beneficial in this space. You know, I hope that you gained something from this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know what to do. Give me some game. Let me know what kind of content you want to see from me. But that's all I got, man. Much love till we meet again. Peace, y'all.